This is your counselor, Brian McKenna. Hey, we want to talk to you today about the SafeUT app. This is it right here. Some of you have heard of it before, some of you have probably never used it. The reason we have an app is so that students can tell us what's going on in the school. There's a lot of things that we don't have eyes on, and you guys as students get to see things that we don't see, and some of those things we need to know about. An example might be graffiti. An example might be a friend that you're really worried about, or things that are more serious like a safety issue. So SafeUT allows us to receive those tips anonymously. You can tell us your name if you want to, but if you don't want to, we can find out what's going on and address that issue with administration. So Ms. Bowers is going to talk to you all and show you how to use the app on your phones. If you don't have a phone, you can also use a computer, just anything with internet to submit a SafeUT tip.
For today only, we actually want you to take out your phones and download the app with me today. You won't get them taken away because this is approved by the administration. So go ahead and pull out your phones, and this is how you can submit a tip. So the first thing you do is go to either your Play Store or your iPhone store, and then you're gonna look up SafeUT. So right now I am going to the Play Store and I'm going to type in SafeUT, SafeUT. And then when you get there, you want to click install or get. It might take a minute, and that is just fine.
Teachers, feel free to pause the video at any time to make sure your students can keep up, as we want all students to be able to have this on their phone.
And then once you're there, we want you to open it up, the app. Okay, so first thing we want you to know, if you are reporting a crisis emergency situation, it is very important to call 911 and not go through the app. If it is a concern, like a bullying or a weapon or things like that, you may go ahead and use the app. But anytime it's a crisis emergency, call 911. A crisis emergency would be like at 10 o'clock at night and your friend just texted you and says, I'm going to commit suicide. That would be a crisis emergency. Or if you feel incredibly unsafe, or if there's a scary situation or abusive situation that you are afraid for your safety, you would call 911. So the first thing you're going to do is select which school you go to. We are a primary education student because we are a junior high. Then you search for Granite Park because any tips need to go to the right school. Remember, this is anonymous. This just will get the tip to our school and not somewhere else. So you would type in Granite Park to start submitting a tip. And then you're going to verify, yes, this is Granite Park. I don't want you to submit a tip, but I'm going to show you what a tip would look like because we don't need any false tips. The next thing is you are going to enter a password, and you're going to have to put something in that you can remember as your password. So that's important to pick one that you will remember. Okay. And then you can start a chat. And so if you need to talk to someone and it's for you, you can start a chat and just be texting to get the emotional help and support you need. If you are submitting a tip like you're worried about your friend's safety, or there's a weapon at school, or there is bullying or some other concern, you would click submit a tip. We want to remind you that submitting any kind of fake tip, if you submit one, is the same as prank calling 911. This is only for real life issues and concerns and emotional support. It is not just for fun, and so it is not a joke. Only use it correctly, please. So you have to say that you understand the consequences of fake tips, and then you choose a category. It could be anything from like anger issues, animal cruelty, to bullying, to cyberbullying, to crimes, domestic violence, drugs. But most of the things that happen here at Granite Park is usually our own emotional health and safety. We are concerned if there is cutting or self-harming, concerns of thoughts of suicide or plans of suicide, and tips of bullying and not being okay, or weapons at school. So once you pick the category that it is, I'm going to go ahead and click weapons on mine. And then it says, tell us any important information about the event. This information is required. So I would text in, I heard a rumor that so-and-so brought a knife to school today. And so I can type that in. And then I would go ahead and click next. And then it asks us to know who was involved. So Sam told me he saw John with a knife. You could put that in. And then you want to let us know the date and time that happened. And you can submit tips, not just during the school day, but also after school if you're concerned. That's a great way to talk to someone if you're having a tough time. They are our certified counselors, available 24/7. So you type in whatever information. And you need to say where it is and the location. And just as much information as possible. And then if anybody else has knowledge of the events, there's a place to submit a photo. And then it just goes over the tip summary, like weapons. I heard somebody had a knife at school today. And then you can submit it. I'm not actually going to submit it because this is not a real tip. Okay, so that's how you do it. Remember, first, Safe UT is for our own safety and emotional support. They have counselors that you can call or text or message. And you can also, in order to be safe at school, you can report tips of something that's dangerous or not okay. If you're worried about yourself or someone else who has suicidal thoughts or self-harming or drugs or alcohol or that kind of thing, that's why we have it. So once you have your app in your phone, that way it's ready in case something ever comes up. Remember, if it's an emergency, you call 911. And if it's something where it's not life or death in that moment, then you can submit a tip, get some help, and also let the administrators know that we can look into any dangerous situations at school.